In tonight's news, a house party gone wrong causes 13 MD vehicles pull up outside. The house owner, by the name of Tevin Carlisle, had no statement on the matter. However, 13 MD vehicles pulled up outside of his house up in the Vinewood Hills after a man supposedly walked into a fire pit. Here is what one of the witnesses had to say about the incident. Okay, so Mr. Banks, you were at the party when the situation went down, is that correct?
That is correct.
And could you tell me, please, by your account, what exactly happened?
Yeah. So, basically, I was at this party, and someone was gonna run across the fire, right? And he kind of did his thing, warmed up, ran across. It was this big ordeal. Well, then Tommy, which was the guy that got injured, I believe, was standing too close to the fire and got burned, and then somehow fell off the balcony or something. And then once he fell off the balcony, we were all there, and it was like, okay, what do we do? Well, someone called the medic. And all of a sudden, there's like 11, 12 responses from the MD. And then they just swarmed the building. Like they just broke through like all the way around everything, just swarmed the place. 2 helicopters. I tell you, 2 helicopters for like a minor burn and like a minor fall. Like that is absolutely crazy to me. So I pulled out my phone and I started recording, right? And I believe that's the footage you guys have. Of course, with all my excitement, I had to have my hand up. But after that, the MD did take care of him. He did make it, which is good. That's always glad. And basically, then they were just kind of walking around and everything, jumped in the pool, having a little party. Some of them were even dancing and trying to like be strippers for the group, which I think is a bad waste of tax dollars. But I don't think I got that on film. But yeah, that is basically what had happened.
And would you say that the MD's approach to when they arrived from the party up until leaving, would you say that it was professional at all?
It was definitely overkill. I would definitely say that. Like the department really needs to think about where they're putting their resources. I would say as a whole, it was pretty professional, but there were a few individuals that definitely stood out as quite unprofessional.
I see. And were you happy with the response time of the medics, given that there were so many of them, of course, but even though there was so many, did they respond in an adequate time?
It was quite impressive. I will not lie. Like they were there within like 30 seconds. It was amazing.
And after having spoken with a few of the medics on scene, we were under the impression that there was an issue with their system, that multiple calls had come through at the same time, which is why so many of them responded. Were you aware of this?
The guy did mention that there were like 12 responses to his one call. So I do believe that an error probably did occur, yes.
And do you feel like the government should do something to prevent errors like this from happening in the future?
Well, anything that also hinders the safety of the city as a whole. I mean, there could have been a car accident and all our medics would have been at this guy's house. I feel pushes to make sure that is implemented, to make sure everyone gets taken care of, not just one person, is probably our best bet.
Of course, of course. And other than the situation that occurred, was it a good party at this house that you were at?
Great party. All the officials, were very well behaved, other than that one incident. But yeah, it was a great party, great atmosphere, just serious lack of music.
We later spoke to MD after the situation, and this is what they had to say on the matter. So, Lieutenant Becoming, it is to my knowledge that you were on scene during the incident. Could you please give us your account of what happened?
Yeah. Well, when we have a lot of units on duty and we're waiting for a call, if a call pops up, we usually do a code one, which is all hands on deck. So right at that moment in time, we all got in our vehicles, flipped on our sirens, and headed to the call. I'm assuming you saw how many people we had there. Tons.
Yeah, we do have footage of the several vehicles that pulled up on scene. So, given that you were also on scene, is there anything that you felt could have been done differently?
To my observation, no. We all did everything perfectly, by the book.
All right, thank you very much. And it was rumored on the scene during that there was a system that had taken place. A malfunction that had taken place within your system. Is this rumor true? Could you please comment on that?
Could you further elaborate on what kind of error in our system you're talking about?
I believe one of your medics on scene stated that multiple duplicate calls had been created from the single address.
I myself did not see this. I'm not sure whether or not someone else saw it, but me myself, I did not see it. No. Only one call popped up for that.
All right. Thank you very much. How do you feel knowing that many eyewitnesses saw multiple MD personnel jumping from balconies and into the pool and other such?
Well, we take any route possible to get to our patients the fastest. We often put our everything on the line to ensure the safety of everybody on the scene. It's part of the job.
Of course, and I'm sure the city of Los Santos respects you heavily for that job. Now, were you aware, Lieutenant McCumming, that several MD personnel were stated to have stayed behind after the issue was resolved and were quoted to stripper dancing around the pool?
I don't believe this happened. From what I saw, everybody got back in their vehicles and left the scene.
Of course, I'm just going off a statement that was given by a witness on scene.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Lieutenant McCumming. That is all the questions I have for you today. Following the vehicle's arrival to the house, Weasel News employees managed to get these pictures from the scene. Footage from the scene shows the chaos that unraveled upon the medic's arrival. Some may find the following clip disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Tommy, this is all for you. What? We got ninjas here covering everything.
Hey, Desmond, I'm not gonna lie, I just burnt my leg.
That's why I invited people over for a house party.
Thomas,
Can you please
he's right there.
What?
Right here.
Jesus.
Thomas.
This is the craziest party ever.
Travi, you
Sergeant
want
Valorian.
That's
Oh.
I thought he was in the
Doesn't.
And what interesting scene that was. MD had a very fast response time. However, the drastic amount of vehicles that showed up on scene was clearly overkill, according to Mr. Banks. Along with that, we also have information from MD themselves that states that there was a system failure that caused multiple calls to be sent out from the same address, causing the severe amount of vehicles and helicopters to arrive on scene. Thank you for watching. This has been Apollo Garrison with Weasel News signing off. Have a great night.